Gospel of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 10, Jesus says, I have not found such faith in Israel. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, today we reflect on the theme, faith in action. We all believe in the supreme power of God. We believe that God exists. That's the reason we go to church. We participate in the Eucharist. We say rosary and we do all the spiritual activities of our faith. Does my faith is limited only to the church, or does my faith help me to meet people in their need? St. James, in his epistle, chapter 2, verse 17, he says, faith without work is dead faith. It is not important how deep I have faith, but it is important how do I put my faith in action. In today's gospel, centurion comes to Jesus and Jesus admires his faith and tells him, I have not found such faith in Israel. Centurion loved his servant, and that's the reason he comes to Jesus and he wants his servant to be healed. Let us look at the life of this centurion. Let us look at his five important qualities of his life. The first important quality of his life is a man of extraordinary character. Capernaum is a wealthy city of Galilee. Roman officials and soldiers were inhabited in Capernaum. Centurion also was inhabited in Capernaum or in Galilee. And all those soldiers were recruited to Roman army had followed a strict discipline. Therefore, all the soldiers and all the officials were extraordinary persons. And that's the reason this centurion was a man of extraordinary character. Secondly, a man of unique faith. He had faith in his God, but he had greater faith in Jesus Christ. And that's the reason when his servant fell ill, he immediately thought about Jesus and he came to Jesus pleading for his servant that Jesus may heal him. A man of unique faith. Thirdly, a man of humility. This centurion comes to Jesus and he does not ask him to come to his house and heal his servant. Rather, he says, I am not worthy to accept you in my house. Only you say the word and my servant will be healed. A greatest man, a man of humility. Fourthly, a man full of love. He loved his servant, and we know during those times there was a separation or higher and lower rank. Slave was considered lower, he could be misused, he was not given respect. But in the case of centurion, we see he had a great love for this slave, and that's the reason he comes to Jesus pleading for his health. A man full of love. And fifthly, a man who put his faith in action. He believed in Jesus, he believed in the power of Jesus, and when his servant was ill or sick, he comes running to Jesus and expressing him, pleading him to heal his servant. And Jesus was marveled at his faith, and he says, I have not found such faith in Israel. How do we apply this whole gospel and this gospel message to our life? Today, the whole world is in a fear of coronavirus. The whole world almost is in lockdown. Everyone is suffering today. There are migrants who suffer. There are poor who suffer. There are rich who suffer. All people one or the other way suffer. In this catastrophe of life, how do we put our faith in action? And I would suggest only four ways how we can put our faith in action. Firstly, let us help people materially. Today, people may need of shelter. Today, people may need of food. Today, people may need of clothing. If it is possible for us, or to the help of the other, let us stretch our hands towards them. Secondly, let us help them emotionally. Today, many people may have got all the things in their life, but they may not have love. They may be inside the house, they may be lonely, they may be longing to meet each other, they may be longing for the love. If possible, let us stretch our hands, let us stretch our emotional support to them. Thirdly, let us help them spiritually. Churches, temples, mosques, and all the religious places are under lockdown. People want to experience spiritual assistance, but sometimes they are struggling. If it is possible for us, let us help whatever way we can help them out. And lastly, let us help them socially. Aristotle says man is a social animal. Man cannot live in isolation, and today, because of this lockdown, because of this coronavirus, people are under lockdown and there is no more human contact. If it is possible, let us meet our people socially, let us extend our social help through mutual understanding and helping them and caring for them. At the conclusion, I would say, Gospel of Matthew chapter 25 verse 40, Jesus says, whatever you have done to the least of my brothers and sisters, that you have done to me. Let us keep the message of the gospel today in our lives. Let us put our faith in action. Let our faith shine in action. May the Lord bless us all. Amen.